I'm Kathy. I got a question at a workshop this week from a parent who had a youngster who was about 4 years of age, and she had concerns about whether this little girl may be developing some signs of autism. She knew the child had some problems, and she was kind of concerned and afraid, like many parents are, is this really autism? And what do you look for in a youngster with autism? Certainly by 4 years of age, a child with autism is easily diagnosable. In fact, we can pretty much diagnose autism as young as 18 months of age today. There are very definitive signs of it. Unfortunately, though, most children with autism are not identified and diagnosed until around the age of 4 or 5, really more like school age. When they enter school, a teacher or somebody sort of catches it, and that's unfortunate. The reason for this is because, for the most part, your pediatrician is your primary point of contact for children before school, and most pediatricians are not really current, obviously, in early signs of autism and checking for that. So some of the things that we look for when you're trying to say, could this really be autism in my child? Number one, of course, is you look for language impairment. People with autism develop language either not at all, very slowly, it's delayed, they have a lot of echolalia, they have pronoun reversals, they struggle with language. But you can't just say because a child has a language delay they have autism, because keep in mind, remember, the average 2-year-old only has 5 words spoken that people outside the family can recognize. So language actually develops a little slower than most of us think of. But if you've got a child with language delays, there's some other things that you can look for that may indicate it. You can look for repetitive motions, things like rocking, hand flapping, self-abusive behaviors. They might rub themselves raw, they might pick at themselves, chew at themselves. But even those stereotypic behaviors are not always present in young children with autism. One of the things that I always look for that to me is really the definitive is I watch how the child interacts with his or her mother or primary caregiver in a small group setting. If 2 people, you're sitting there and you're talking to a friend of yours or something, and the children are playing around on the floor, children come back and touch their mother once in a while. When they come back to touch their mother or greet their mother, they look the mother in the face. Eye contact with the mother is very common in typically or normally developing children. In the child with autism, they will not do that. They will look at other parts of the mother. They might even touch the mother, touch her on her knees, something like that. The other thing you will see in a normal or typically developing child is if the child is trying to get your attention or they want to show you something, they will look at you in the face. Sometimes the child will even take you and hold your face to look at them. They're trying to make eye contact, and then they will point at what they're wanting or they're trying to attract your attention to. The child with autism does not do that. They will come and take your hand and actually take you over to the object that they want to look at. So when we're trying to look at autism in the very young child, say 18 to 24 months of age, to me one of the easiest ways to really look for the signs is to take that child, put him in a small group setting with other adults and other children in the room, and then sit back and watch how that child communicates non-verbally with his mother or primary caregiver. For research on this or for more information, go to brains.org.